to Game 4 of Region South Atlantic District Championships quarterfinals. Our matchup, we have the Richard Bland Statesmen, the Louisburg Hurricanes. Before we start the starting lineups, we'd like to recognize the following players on each team with recognition of both on and off the court. First, we would like to congratulate from Richard Bland, all region first team, Kennedy Matthews. From Louisburg College, we'd like to congratulate all region second team, Candace Daniels. All region third team, Jade Cloudy. And 2024 Region 10 All Academic, Mackenzie Gilada, Jada Cloudy, Kamora Cox, Jakaya Scott, and Candace Daniels. Congratulations, ladies. Now, the starting lineups for the Statesmen of Richard Bland. Starting at guard, standing 5'6", number 1, Kennedy Matthews. Starting at guard, standing 5'5", number 2, Amari Hunter. Starting at guard, standing 5'4", number 4, Jamara Martin. Starting at forward, standing 5'10", Zenavia Lipscomb, number 11. And starting at forward, standing 6'1", number 23, Naomi Nandongo. And for the Hurricanes of Louisburg College, starting at guard, standing 5'7", number 1, Trinity Smith. Starting at guard, standing 5'2", number 2, Jade Cloudy. Starting at guard, standing 5'7", number 3, Candace Daniels. Starting at center, standing 6'2", number 4, Chloe Rush. And starting at forward, standing 5'8", number 24, Diamond Sertivant. And the rest of the Hurricanes.
All right, last game of the quarterfinals. Chris Sheeman back here with you. It's the 3-6 matchup between the Louisburg Hurricanes and Richard Bland Statesmen, two teams that met just 6 days ago. As we take an updated look at the bracket, Cape Fear advancing to this semifinal side of things. So winner of this game will play the Sea Devils tomorrow at approximately 4 p.m. for a chance to go to the championship game. 6th seed Richard Bland, 16-9, 15-9 in the region. They won their opening round game against Cleveland, 97-58. Louisburg, the 3 seed, 24-4, 20-4 in the region. 8-game winning streak for the Canes entering the tournament, including that regular season finale where they beat Richard Bland. The most intriguing matchup of this quarterfinal is ready to get underway, as the tip is controlled by Richard Bland, so the Statesmen into the forecourt. Ndongo trying to back down on Rush. And the turnaround shot is no good by Lipscomb. So Louisburg gets the stop. They look to go quickly. Shot is blocked down low. And Richard Bland with a nice defensive play at the start of this one. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you from the home studio in downtown Cleveland, Ohio. Wherever you're watching from, we appreciate it. Amari Hunter scores the first bucket of the game for Richard Bland. Trying to answer back quickly and unable to do so was Candace Daniels, who averages over 17 a game, so Louisburg empty on their first couple of possessions here in the opening minute. It's Hunter on the near side. Ndongo turnaround J is short. Daniels has the rebound. Daniels over to Sturdivant, back to Daniels for 3. And it's no good. Louisburg is 0 for 3. Richard Bland did beat Louisburg on the road. It was 72-63 back on January 21st. Canes won at Richard Bland on March 1st. Hunter for 3. No good. Ball deflected, chasing down the rebound, and then losing it is Ndongo. So Canes will get it back. Louisburg beat Cape Fear twice. Richard Bland beat Cape Fear once. So an interesting semifinal tomorrow, no matter who wins this game. A fake and drive by Martin. Too strong off the glass, rebound controlled by, it was Martin on the rebound, my apologies. Nice little crossover there by Hunter. Ndongo long on the jumper. So just one bucket so far early on in this one as Louisburg, a foul is drawn. That was Matthews on the foul, and free throws to come now for the Canes. Trinity Smith, an 83% free throw shooter. This is a Louisburg team, I mentioned, 8-game winning streak as they get on the board. And doing my notes, there's a couple of stats where Louisburg kind of ranks up in the top 10, top 20 nationally. This is just a very balanced team. Nobody really standing out, of course, outside of Candace Daniels, who averages 17 points per ball game and has a whole other stat line, which we'll talk about. But the reason why is Louisburg is probably the deepest team in the region. They have, only Daniels is in double figures in scoring, but 8 players for Louisburg average 6 points per game or better. It's just a really rounded, well-rounded Jason Raznick coach team. Daniels, it's off the foot. Matthews had it for a moment. Then they're going to call a tie-up, and the possession arrow will stay with Louisburg. So just about 3 minutes into this one, it looks like both teams maybe a little nervous energy in this final quarterfinal game. Bryan and Stratton advancing. Southwest Virginia will play them as they advanced tomorrow at 2 p.m. And then Cape Fear against the winner of this one. That'll be after our first semifinal tomorrow. Here's Clowney. Trickles out to Smith. Catch and shoot 3. Yes! Trinity Smith has all 4. She shoots just 22% from 3, but looking good on that stroke. Hunter now over to Martin. This is Lipscomb. Hunter now in the corner. Attacks blocked from behind, and then they say she touched it last. So Canes lead at 4-2 here at the D2 Women's Basketball Region 10 quarterfinals at Brunswick Community College on Walter Shaw Court. Clowney over to Sturdivant. Here's Rush, the turnaround, no. Rebound controlled by Gaither. So Mercedes Gaither, an early sub, as Richard Bland brings it into the forecourt now. Martin. Matthews. Turnaround 3 by Lipscomb is no good. Rebound, that was Daniels, I believe, underneath. Daniels going coast to coast to the hoop and scores. Candace Daniels, second team all-region, 17 points per ball game, 7.7 rebounds, 3.2 assists, and 3 steals per game. Hunter going to work, down 6-2. The runner off the bank, no. And you see a lot of one-and-dones. Clowney, a big reason for that at the outset. Sturdivant too strong, but this Louisburg team, one of the best defensive rebounding teams in the country. They force the steal here. Put back attempt is no good. Daniels kept it in play, and the runner is good for Candace Daniels. Daniels has 4, Trinity Smith with 4. More on the rebounding prowess of Louisburg after this timeout. Welcome back, everybody. If you follow Region 10 on Twitter, or if you follow me either on Twitter or Instagram at Chris Sheeman, we're doing post-game highlights for the winning teams in each quarterfinal, semifinal, and then we'll have the full championship coverage for you. So if you can't stick around and watch all of the action, if you follow me or follow Region 10, you can check out the highlights from the winning teams. We're just past the midway point here in this opening quarter. Richard Bland with the turnover out of the timeout. Clowney gets it out. First sub of the game is Brianna Shalito for Jason Raznick. Daniels going to work, had her pocket picked. Full court pass for Richard Bland. And McGinley is in the game. They were looking to get it to her, but instead it's intercepted by Daniels, I believe. Shalito couldn't get the jumper. Offensive rebound by Amaya Griffin, who's in for the first time as well for Louisburg. Out on the run ahead of the pack is Hunter, who lays it up and in. Hunter's got all 4 for Richard Bland. So 8-4 start. Daniels going to work. Swings it out in the corner, and Trinity Smith, who's got 4 points, had stepped out of bounds. Canes turn it over. I started talking about the rebounding for the Hurricanes. Second to Wake Tech in overall rebounds per game at 49.7. And they have no players in the top 50 in rebounds per game either. We talked about the balanced scoring. It's a balanced rebounding team as well. 5 players average 5 rebounds a game or more. Sturdivant double figures in rebounds in the last 3 games. Chabala for 3, no good. Clowney for 3, no good. And this is also a Louisburg team that will get shots up as Matthews got the rebound. Stepping into a 3, Hunter with the air ball, and so Mackenzie Chabala is in. Clowney stays in. Number 13 is Kimora Cox checking in for Louisburg. Shuffling again, Jason Raznick. Not a surprise. This, like I said, is a very deep roster for the Canes. So Chabala, Cox, Smith, Griffin, and the lone starter is Clowney. They turn it over here. Pull-up jumper is no good for Richard Bland, and it's off the Statesman out of bounds. Mentioned Richard Bland, or we mentioned Louisburg. Richard Bland, a good rebounding team. They're second in defensive rebounds in the NJCAA at 33.4, so don't expect a lot of second chance opportunities either side of the court here this evening. Cox has it on the wing. Cox bounce pass was off the mark. It's a steal by Richard Bland. Kennedy Matthews, 18.1 points per ball game. Throws it down low. The turnaround shot hangs for Early. Early got an offensive rebound or put back, no, but she's fouled. So Kamaya Early into the game, a 59% free throw shooter, will go to the line. It's the first foul in the quarter on Louisburg. Richard Bland lost 4 of 7 entering the quarterfinals. They had a 7-game winning streak. January 26th through February 15th. And they enter the quarters as the top three-point shooting team in the country at 38%, 7th best in the NJCAA, shooting 46%. So the fact that Louisburg has limited them to just 6 points here in this first quarter thus far, pretty good sign if you're a Canes fan. Chabala throws a high pass. Smith gathers. Cox, the extra pass by Clowney, back to Chabala. And the runner is short. Another one and done. Hunter now throws it left side. Matthews for 3. Rebound poked away. Louisburg has it, and then a foul called on a reach. Just the second on Richard Bland as we go inside 2 minutes to play. Final quarterfinal of the day. And 2 semifinals tomorrow at 2 and 4. Championship game Saturday will be at 2. And we'll have the whole post-game shebang and celebration as well. Nice little poke away there. That was Hunter. Out on the run, Matthews came up short. Now Chabala back down the other way. Smith in the corner. Clowney attacks. We'll call it a pass. Griffin came up short, though. And now here comes Matthews for Richard Bland. Throw ahead to McGinley on the near side of your screen. Dango. And get it down low, and the bucket is good by Early. So Early off the bench with 4 points. We have a tie ball game. 8 apiece. Clowney pull up 3. Offensive rebound, Griffin too strong. Inside a minute to go. This is not quite the start that I had envisioned between these two teams, as McGinley buries a triple. Sierra McGinley is 41% from 3 this season. Richard Bland back on top. Almost a steal there. Clowney stays with it. Chabala trying to answer with a 3. Can't do it. Tried to follow her miss. It's deflected out, and then a forced pass by Cox. Taken away by Richard Bland. Here comes Hunter. Too strong. Hunter follows her miss. McGinley again, not that time, but it comes right to Hunter, who puts it up, no, and finally Louisburg gets on the defensive glass. They've got 6 seconds to work with, but they're going quick, and Chabala lays it up and in. Mackenzie Chabala cuts the deficit, but Richard Bland leads by 1, 11-10, as we go to the second quarter. Welcome back. 10 minutes in the books and a low-scoring start to this one. Richard Bland with a 1-point advantage. Sierra McGinley with a 3 to give Richard Bland the lead. Kamaya Early, Amari Hunter with 4 points each for Richard Bland. McGinley, as I mentioned, has 3. And then 4 apiece for Smith and Daniels, 2 for Mackenzie Chabala. As we're underway here, it's Richard Bland driving and a foul is called. Carolina Correa in for the first time with the foul. Also number 25, Brianna Shalito. I mentioned her already. Chabala is in. Candace Daniels back in. This is Martin at the free throw line for Richard Bland, a 55% free throw shooter. Gets 1 out of 2. Chabala chases down the rebound. So 1-point advantage for Richard Bland. Daniels, extra pass over to Correa for 3. Yes! Carolina Correa came in just 11% from 3. Looking good on that stroke from the corner. Handoff goes to McGinley, who will attack and score. Sierra McGinley aggressive with 5 points. Into the forecourt, Daniels. Shalito. Cut off. And the extra pass finds Daniels for 3, no good. Rebound controlled by McGinley. Kennedy Matthews walks it across midcourt. It's a screen from Martin. And we got a traveling call on McGinley, I believe that was. So Richard Bland with the turnover. Amari Hunter with 4 points. She's back out there now for Richard Bland. As Shalito into the front court. Here is Griffin. Back to Shalito. Daniels driving down low. Griffin, no, but she's fouled. Believe that's going on early. Correction, it's on Gibson. Riley Gibson in the game commits the foul. First free throw is good for Amaya Griffin. Really going to come down to the three-point shooting, and we're starting to see Richard Bland get comfortable offensively. Gibson just picked up her second foul, and I bet she's coming out of the game for Todd Chico. And that inbound is kicked. But what I was starting to say is for Louisburg, opponent shooting just 23% from 3 this season. That's 17th best in D2, going up against the best three-point shooting team in the country. Like I said, Louisburg likes to score, don't get me wrong, but the lower scoring this is, the more it benefits the Canes. Traveling going to be called there, so we're still staying on this side of the court as Early got the takeaway, but couldn't keep control. Early is out. Lipscomb coming back in for her. Good minutes off the bench for Kamaya Early with 4 points. I think they want the shot clock. It's at 30 right now, and I guess it is supposed to be at 30. So inbound goes to Daniels. Top of the key, Chabala. Correa over on the right side with it. Shalito. Passes low. Chimbala recovers out to Daniels for three, no good. And it's out of bounds off Richard Bland. Here we go again. The ball stays on this side of the court one more time, at least. Shalito will inbound it here. Puts it into Griffin. Correa the extra pass, and the catch and shoot three is in and out. And Lipscomb finally gets the stop for Richard Bland. Hunter into the forecourt. Going to work is Martin. Extra pass to McGinley. Hit a three from that spot moments ago. Chabala staying with her. McGinley scores. 7 for Sierra McGinley. As Richard Bland back on top by 2. Here's Correa. Daniels. Daniels will attack. Looking maybe for a whistle, no. Put back no by Griffin, and Griffin is fouled on the floor. Third team foul on Richard Bland already, 2.5 into this second quarter. Rush is back in for Louisburg. Nadango back in for Richard Bland. Try to set the 5 for you here. A lot of shuffling from both of these teams. Two teams that are good defensively, and you're kind of seeing that on display. It's been a lot of picking and poking and popping and whistles and physical play. We mentioned both teams' offenses. We haven't really talked about the defenses, but that's what's on display here at the start of this one. Daniels tiptoes the baseline. The scoop can't score. Put back no by Rush, and it's collected by Lipscomb. Throw ahead to Hunter. Here comes Richard Bland. Hunter looking to attack. Louisburg gets back, swings it out. The catch and shoot three is no good. Rebound by Correa. Here comes Louisburg now. Correa goes behind the back and traveled with the basketball, trying to get cute with it, and another empty possession for the Canes. It's a little sloppy, too, today. I'm maybe giving the defenses a little too much credit. This has been a sloppy game. Out deep, Hunter. Hunter attacks, draws contact, can't get the bucket, but she does go to the free throw line. Diamond Sturdivant back in the game, picking up her first foul. 2 team fouls on the Hurricanes, 3 for Richard Bland. Amari Hunter, 77% free throw shooter, up to 5 points here today. Hunter, one of 3 players for Richard Bland in the top 50 in three-point shooting. And she gets 1 out of 2 at the line. Correa swings it out. A catch and shoot 3, Sturdivant, an air ball. McGinley into the forecourt, had it poked away. In transition, numbers for Louisburg, and the layup is good by Daniels. Candace Daniels with 6. Louisburg cuts its deficit down to 1. Down low, Lipscomb just using her body for her first bucket. Lead is 3 for Richard Bland. Sturdivant banks it. Got a little offensive flow now again in this game as we approach the midway point of the second quarter. McGinley on the near side. In the corner, it's Lipscomb. Down low, we got a traveling called on Nadenga. Jade Clowney is back in for Shalito. Kennedy Matthews also back out there for Richard Bland. And early returning for Richard Bland as well. Sturdivant, Clowney, splits the defense, can't score, got the offensive rebound, and then she's fouled. 4th team foul on Richard Bland. These last 2 games have been called real tight. So Early comes in, and Early has to go right back out, picking up her 2nd foul. Daniels gets it over to Correa for 3. Can't score. So here comes Richard Bland leading by 1. Matthews on the far side of your screen. They bounce pass it down low to Gaither, who's in. Extra pass to Nadango. Sturdivant, Clowney top of the key, and she is fouled. That's going to be 5 team fouls on Richard Bland, and Louisburg, who has struggled a bit offensively, going to benefit going to the free throw line. When we come back, 4:25 left to go here in this first half. Richard Bland leads by 3. Welcome back, everybody, as Louisburg goes to the bonus. It's Clowney at the free throw line, 70% free throw shooter. 3rd team all-region, 9.1 points per ball game, 3 assists. As she gets both free throws, cut the deficit down to 1. Nice job fronting there by Correa. So they throw it into Nadango and then Hunter into the front court. Hunter will pull up for 3, no good. Rebound controlled by Louisburg and Rush. Now Correa with the nifty play to the bucket. Carolina Correa, puts Louisburg back on top. That, I'm probably wrong because I'm doing about 12 different things all at the same time. But I've got that as only the 2nd lead change in what's been a really tight game. Again, I'm probably wrong, as is most of my life. But that's what I have. Sturdivant, quick 3, no good. Rebound controlled by Daniels. Clowney back to Sturdivant. Pass tipped by Hunter. Daniels attacks. Daniels is blocked, and it's out of bounds off of Gaither. Nice defensive play by Mercedes Gaither for Richard Bland. Ooh, ball fake there by Correa. And she gets to the hoop and scores. What a play. Carolina Correa up to 7 points. Hunter, the runner, and it wedges. So on the possession arrow, it'll be Canes basketball. As Rush with the assist. So 3:11 left to go here in a pretty competitive first half. Two high-octane offenses, relatively held in check here. We expected things to be up and down. It's been a defensive battle, a good one though. Just not what we were expecting as Rush misses the turnaround J. Matthews steps into a three. Got to close out on Kennedy Matthews, or she'll leave you devastated. Tied for the second time here today. Correa tried for the reverse. The putback is good by Rush. Chloe Rush with 2. Pull up 3 again. Don't want to get her going. Kennedy Matthews misses though. Correa throws a rocket cross court to Sturdivant, who attacks. She was out of control. And that'll be an offensive foul. No, did they call a blocking foul on that? Boy, Sturdivant was out of control, but give her the benefit of the doubt, and Diamond going to the free throw line. Averaging close to 10 points per ball game, over 7 rebounds a game. 62% free throw shooter. Sturdivant gets the first one to go. Is she one of multiple Sturdivants to play for Coach Raznick? That name sounds familiar, but I haven't done a Louisburg game this season. Maybe I'm thinking back to last year. Somebody in the YouTube chat can tell me, though. We got a timeout as Louisburg leads by 4 with 2:06 left to go until halftime. We'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. If you use that QR code, you can also order prints. I kind of gave the folks in the first game a hack that I'll give you too. If you just do the digital download, you can usually get a free print. CVS and Walgreens both offer free prints. I get them you can get them at least once a month. So depending on how many pictures you order, if you go the digital route, you know, just a little life hack for you. Save a couple bucks maybe. I don't know how much the prints are going to be, but I got to think they're going to be more than the digital ones. But yeah, back to live action now, and that's a triple by Martin. No, it's just a 2, they say. Just a 2. So Martin with 3 here today. Cuts the deficit down to 2. Louisburg trying to respond. Sturdivant swings it out open. Look for Clowney. Airballed it. Hunter the board. Hunter turns on the Jets, goes coast to coast, and scores over 2 players. Amari Hunter's got 7. So inside a minute to play now until halftime. We are tied for the, again, this is probably wrong, but I've got it as our 3rd tie. Oh, the back door is open. What a find by Daniels to Rush. Rush with 4, and now it's a steal. And a foul as Daniels with the takeaway. Ndongo picks up the foul. She goes out as Lipscomb comes back in for Todd Chico. Daniel's first free throw is good. This is the Canes team great at getting to the free throw line. If they play Cape Fear tomorrow, it might just come down to a free throw shooting contest, but Louisburg is 10th in free throw attempts per game in the country at 21.9, 15th in makes at 14.3. Cape Fear has very similar numbers. Richard Bland back on offense now as Lipscomb gets it down low. The turnaround by Gaither is no good, but a foul called on Rush. Just the third team foul on Louisburg, but free throws for Richard Bland as the Statesman. Mercedes Gaither. This says she's an 11% free throw shooter. That can't be right. That's what I have, though. If it's true, I'd foul her every time. That's going to be poked out of bounds, and it's off Louisburg. Nice play there by Kennedy Matthews. That's one of those HPs, those little hustle plays that I would like to see added into the stat. We have all these analytics in the game now. Why can't we get an HP stat, a hustle play stat? Kennedy Matthews just won her team an extra possession. Gaither with the turnaround, got it to go. Nice jumper by Mercedes. 1 point game again. Trying to answer back is Correa. Too strong. Hunter now with 12 seconds to work with. Hunter's not running that clock at all. Then she has her pocket pick. Nice defense in this first half by Daniels. And then Sturdivant just out of control. That's the second time. So Richard Bland with 1 second will likely just inbound it. And Louisburg will take a 1 point lead into the locker room. But never say never here. And that'll do it for the first 20 minutes here in this intriguing 3-6 matchup. A defensive battle between two hard-nosed teams. 31-30 Louisburg at the half. We'll be back after this 15-minute break with all the second half action here at the D2 Women's Basketball Region 10 Tournament. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Sheeman here with you. We are underway. Final half of the final quarterfinal. Bryan and Stratton in Southwest Virginia in the semifinals. Cape Fear plays the winner of this one, and we start with a turnover. Richard Bland, the 6 seed, trailing Louisburg, the 3 seed, by 1. Despite both of these offenses' numbers, this has been a defensive battle. So I went back and I looked at the game from March 1st. And even though it was 75-71, this one appears headed to be in the lower numbers, maybe in the 60s. The shooting for both teams was about right. Both teams were under 40% in that game. Just two very hard-nosed defensive teams that happen to like to run and gun as well. Hunter thought she was going to get a correction. That was Martin who thought she was going to get a foul called. No whistle. Now numbers for Louisburg as they come up short. It's Daniels who misses. Let's give you the first half numbers for Richard Bland. Balanced attack, but Sierra McGinley leads them with 7 points. 7 for Amari Hunter as well, so both players tied. Early's got 4. Martin and Matthews with 3 points each. Lipscomb with 2, Gaither with 2, and Adanga with 2. Meanwhile, for Louisburg, 2 players with 7 as well. Caroliana Correa with 7, and Candace Daniels with 7. Diamond Sturdivant and Chloe Rush, Trinity Smith all have 4 points each, and then 2 for Chabala, 2 for Jade Clowney, and 1 for Amaya Griffin. Daniels at the line, gets the first one to go. Be interesting to see the free throw disparities in this one, as Louisburg has made a living at the free throw line. One of the top teams in the country at getting to the charity stripe. 1 out of 2 for Daniels. So a 2-point lead for Louisburg, and now a steal. Look out. Almost lost the pivot foot. Trinity Smith scores. So Louisburg leads by 4. Kennedy Matthews attacks, goes glass, can't score. Rebound by Sturdivant. Smith looking to push. Smith attacks, no, but she's fouled by Lipscomb. Louisburg at 24-4, the 3 seed on an 8-game winning streak entering the tournament, playing right at the right time of the year. For Jason Rasnick and for Richard Bland, 16-9. They've lost 4 of 7. Free throws not going down. Trinity Smith usually 83%. She's got 6 points, looking to salvage the trip here and put her team up by 5. It would be the biggest lead for Louisburg. This has been a very tight game. Matthews against the press. Martin on the far side of your screen. Hunter got by the defense, can't score, but she's going to the line. Amari Hunter with 7 points today, 77% free throw shooter. She came in tied for 6th in steals per game at 4.1, averaging 13.3 points per ball game. Another player, we talked about this in the last game, just one of those players that we ran out of room. We need a 4th all-region team for some of these players. Like Amari Hunter should have been an all-region something, but just ran out of room. A lot of players putting up big numbers. A lot of players putting up big numbers in the classroom. Running and gunning, Trinity Smith with the layup. So Louisburg leads by 6. But there were so many all-academic, all-region members that I couldn't fit it on my notes. So you got to go to the Region 10 website and check it out. Smith out to Sturdivant for 3. No good. Smith tips it, but it's controlled by Hunter and Richard Bland. Matthews on the wing. Lipscomb gets it down low. Backing down, the turnaround shot, no good by Early. Rebound controlled by Rush. Here comes Louisburg. In the corner, it's Smith. Back out to Clowney. Daniels, and Daniels keeps sliding. The three is no good. Daniels chased it down, ran out of room. So just about 3 minutes into this second half. Louisburg, a couple opportunities to push the lead out further. Let's see if Richard Bland can get things going on this end of the court. Lipscomb on the far side. Now it's Martin. Correction, that's Hunter. My apologies. Hunter going to work. Attacks, gets it to the cutter. Beautiful offense, but early misses. Now Clowney's got a 2-on-1. Clowney and Smith. Clowney takes it. Came up short. Business decision that did not go her way. Hunter for three. And the rebound controlled by Rush. Daniels looking to push for Louisburg now. Swings it out to Smith, corner three, no good. Offensive rebound by Daniels to the cutter Smith. She puts it up, no good again, and it's punched out by Louisburg. Team's missing a lot of clean-looking shots here in this one. Ndongo is coming in. And McGinley. McGinley was great off the bench for Richard Bland, and Todd Chico in the first half with 7 points. Full court press is on again. Hunter, no trouble. Now Matthews over on the right side. Got to get Kennedy Matthews going if you're Richard Bland. Ndongo looking down low. It's through the hands. And a turnover. We've been stuck on 37-31 for what feels like the last couple of minutes, I believe. Clowney pull up. Rims it in. Clowney's second goal. She's got 4. Biggest lead for either team now is 8. Martin attacks, can't score. Offensive rebound, put back, no good. Offensive rebound, put back, no good by Gaither. Couple of tries at it, and it's off Louisburg, so it'll stay with Richard Bland, but there is a lid on the hoop right now. Matthews on the right wing. Ndongo swings it back. Turnaround jumper is good. And that's McGinley again. She's got 9. First bucket in a while for Richard Bland. Pull up by Clowney, no good. Corner pocket, Martin for 3, an air ball. Sturdivant almost ran out of room, but pulled down the rebound. Here's Clowney for Louisburg. Past the midway point here in the third quarter. Louisburg by 6. Can Sturdivant make it 9? No. And then a foul on the rebound. Chris Shima, glad to be with you from the home studio as we go to a timeout. Past the midway point in this third quarter, Louisburg leads by 6. That's me, Chris Sheeman. Glad to be with you. Again, if you want recaps of these quarterfinal games, you can follow that Instagram account if you wish. 39-33, Louisburg by 6. They've led by as many as 8. It's Richard Bland basketball. Out of the timeout, McGinley into the forecourt. And off to Hunter. Kennedy Matthews with just 3 points today. They've been going down low. Good ball movement there by the Statesmen. Mercedes Gaither with her first bucket. Second bucket, excuse me, for Gaither. Daniels swings it out. Clowney from downtown, no good. Clowney's been shooting, firing away, but they have not gone down with consistency. Down low, a foul called on Richard Bland on the rebound. So both teams with 3 team fouls with 4:05 to go here in this third quarter. Clowney will inbound it for the Hurricanes. These two teams split the regular season. Louisburg won 75-71 on March 1st. Smith off the back iron. Smith follows her miss, swings it out, and the 3 is no good. Matthews now is fouled. It'll be a foul on Daniels. That is 4 on Louisburg. So Richard Bland, opportunity maybe to get into the bonus here. Our clock is a couple seconds off. It's been doing that all day today, folks, so I'll try to fix it. Got a double dribble called here. So just bear in mind if you see the clock starting a little bit early and you're confused by why. Actually, I'm going to try to fix it right now. Chabala is in for Louisburg. Griffin checks in for Louisburg. Daniels stays out there, so does Smith and Clowney. Good attacking offense there by Daniels. So Candace Daniels is in double figures. Lead is 6 again. Interception by Griffin. Louisburg trying to turn defense into offense here. Chabala out to Daniels. Daniels the runner, no, but she's fouled.
Foul number 1. Kennedy Matthews, her third personal foul.
Kennedy Matthews with her third. I believe that's 4 on Richard Bland. It is. I thought Louisburg had 4 too, but they say just 3. So Daniels at the line, already in double figures now with 11 as the first free throw is good. Second team all-region, 17 points per ball game, 7.7 rebounds, 3.2 assists, 3 steals per game. Talked about it in the first half. This Louisburg team is so balanced. Daniels is the only player in double figures on the season, but 8 players average 6 a game or better. Lipscomb backing down and a traveling violation there. So Louisburg matches its biggest lead now, 43-35. Chance to go up double figures with a successful trip down the court here. Yeah, our clock is still off. I give up. It's like 2 seconds off. Oh, look out. Clowney slips. But they got to do something. Players are slipping, and we've seen Daniels do to splits a couple of times. Referee's got to stop the game and get some towels out there. Hunter backing down on the other side of the court. This is Martin. Martin, good aggressive play, but she cannot score. Clowney now looking to push. Throws it ahead to Chabala. Down low looking for Griffin. Got tied up and blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Louisburg, though, as again they look to go up double figures for the first time here today. Clowney, the inbound is off the mark, looking for Griffin. And miscommunication or misplay there will give it back to Richard Bland. Hunter into the forecourt. Hunter putting the moves on as she attacks. Can't score, though. And a nice play there by Clowney. It's deflected out of bounds off Richard Bland, but that was a nice play by Clowney to kind of use the court to her advantage, so to speak. Here's Daniels from deep. Can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by McGinley. Got another whistle. Foul going to be called. It's on Griffin. It's four team fouls now officially on Louisburg. Martin drives into the lane, passes tipped, deflected around, recovered by Richard Bland, then almost thrown away again, but here's Lipscomb in the corner. McGinley out deep as we go inside. 3 minutes to go here in this third quarter. We got a foul called on Chabala. That'll be the 15th foul, and bonus action for Richard Bland. Struggling offensively. If he can get into the bonus, it's a huge confidence booster. Lipscomb makes 2 of every 3 on the season. Just 2 points for Lipscomb here tonight. Trying to get 1 out of 2 now at the free throw line. We have had some scoring droughts today. And Richard Bland has not scored in, I can't remember the last time. Here's Smith swinging it out. Catch and shoot 3 is off the mark. Rebound controlled by Martin, who threw it ahead to Hunter, and then it's tipped out of bounds by Louisburg. It was at the 4:30 mark, I believe, the last time Richard Bland scored. So nearly half of this quarter. Lipscomb for 3, can't get it to go. Nice box out there, Chabala. Oh, she had Daniels out of the pack and waited too long. Gave Hunter time to recover. Now a steal. Richard Bland going quickly. They could have held. They didn't. Offensive rebound by Lipscomb, and then she's fouled. So Lipscomb going to go back to the free throw line. We've had a couple free throws, I should say, for Richard Bland, but no field goals since the 4.5 mark. No, let me correct that. We haven't had free throws either. They've been stuck on 35 since the 4:24 mark is the correct time on that. So over 4 minutes without a point, and Lipscomb is still 0-4 at the free throw line. Gets that one to go. Eight seconds to work with now for Louisburg. Remember, our clock is off by a few seconds, so just ignore it roughly. At the buzzer, Chabala gets it to go. Louisburg takes its biggest lead as we wrap the third quarter. It's the Canes leading by 9. We'll see if Richard Bland can get it going offensively when we come back for the final quarter. All right, fourth quarter is underway. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you. Louisburg up by its biggest margin at 9. Got to see some fight for Richard Bland if they don't want to see their season come to an end here. They have not scored since the 4:24 mark in the third quarter. Good ball movement by the Canes. It's Amaya Griffin off the bench with her first field goal. Here comes Daniels in transition. Daniels leaves it. Chabala scores. Canes have poured it on to start this quarter and now lead it by 13. Hunter too strong. Boy, it's just been a tough night. This is one of the top offensive shooting teams in the country, Richard Bland. Hunter will come back in with 8 points. But you give some credit to Louisburg. They've played great defensively here today against Richard Bland. So credit the game plan certainly for Jason Rasnick. But it's just been it's been one of those nights as well for Louisburg. Griffin got it out to Smith, couldn't get the 3. Chabala is there in position for the rebound. So first foul of the quarter. And we got a traveling violation on Louisburg. So this one's slipping away for Richard Bland, but still an opportunity. You got 8.5 to go. That ball poked away. Again, active hands. It stays with Richard Bland, though. McGinley's been hot. Yes! That is the first bucket for Richard Bland since the 4:24 mark of the third quarter. So about 6-minute scoreless stretch for Richard Bland. And answering right back is Daniels, who's up to 14. (51-39), Louisburg by 12. Winner of this game will play the Cape Fear Sea Devils in a semifinal tomorrow afternoon at approximately 4 p.m. Griffin called for her second. Naomi Ndongo, 56% free throw shooter on the season. Money on that first one. This is a Richard Bland team that shot 57% from the field in the first round victory over Cleveland. Great ball movement. Chabala too strong. Ndongo with the rebound, then she gets tied up. Jump ball possession arrow will give it to Richard Bland. Richard Bland shooting 46% from 3 in the last 4 games. Louisburg has completely taken them off rhythm here today. But they get the stop, they get the possession, and an opportunity to cut it back to single digits here. And a double dribble is called on Matthews. Kennedy Matthews, for the lone first-team All-Region, the lone All-Region member for Richard Bland, has been held to 3 points. And just a mental error there. Clowney to inbound. Griffin, Smith, back to Clowney. Clowney drives in, gets it out to Griffin. And I think we have another foul called on Richard Bland here. It'll be their second. They're going to give Griffin free throws. So Amaya Griffin with 3 points here today going to the line. Good rebounding player, again, as I mentioned. 6th in D2, Louisburg with almost 50 rebounds a game, 49.7. Let's round it up to 50. But nobody ranks high in rebounding. No player for Louisburg is in the top 50 in rebounds per game, but 5 players, including Griffin, average 5 rebounds a game or more. Louisburg gets an extra possession here. Griffin to Chabala. Here's Clowney. Pull-up J is an air ball. Matthews and Martin in the backcourt with it. It'll be Martin to bring it across midcourt. Nadango calling for it, right of the lane, backing down into the lane, throws up a wild shot. That was some nice defense there by Griffin, but not great offense either. Daniels backing down, swings it out, corner pocket 3 is no good. Chabala knew she missed it, and her active hands helped Louisburg gain an extra possession here. Smith on the wing, 8 to shoot for Louisburg. Clowney swings it out. Extra pass to Daniels for 3. Yes. Candace Daniels with 17 points, right at her season average. It is all Louisburg, leading 55-40. Well, I didn't mean to show this replay, but what the heck, we're watching it. So there it is. Oh, technical difficulties. What a play by Griffin out of the timeout. Correa in, the step back J is no good. And Louisburg right now just has all the energy. It's all on the side of the Hurricanes. It's a Category 5 storm, ladies and gentlemen. Smith, the turnaround is no good. Richard Bland, if they're going to go, they got to do it now. This has got to be where they make their run. And it's got to come from that lady, Kennedy Matthews, their leading scorer. Came up short, just 3 points for Kennedy Matthews, 1 field goal. Daniels is out of control, but it's off Richard Bland. So it'll stay with the Canes. Chris Sheeman back here with you. We've got 5:28 left to go in the game. Correa, Daniels, Daniels blocked, but cleaning it up. Griffin misses once, twice. It's blocked out of bounds, though, so it'll stay with Louisburg. Well, this Hurricanes team beat Cape Fear twice, and if they're able to hang on here, hard to beat a team like Cape Fear 3 times, but if anybody can do it, look at what this defense has done to one of the top offenses in the country, not just in the region. Top shooting team, I should say. I mean, look at that one-on-one right there. That's a perfect example of it. This is such a smart defensive team. Hunter gets that to go. Really impressed with the defense for the Canes. I thought we were going up and down. I thought it was first to 80, maybe even 90 today. This game plan, whatever they put together, has worked. It's going to be deflected by Hunter. So it'll stay with Louisburg, and I think the Canes are going to... Oh, it's a media timeout. 4:37 left to go in this one. Hurricanes by double digits. All right, back to live action. Still Canes basketball. They have 11 to work with here on the shot clock. Chris Sheeman, glad to be with you. Our clock is a bit off again, I think, by a second or two, but the shot clock going to wind down on the Canes as Richard Bland gets a stop. Richard Bland has not played bad defense either today. They just haven't had any kind of rhythm offensively today, and Louisburg was able to just get that little edge on the offensive side of things. But this has been a very well-played defensive game both ways. How do you do that without fouling? That's what I want to know. That was all Daniels defensively there for Louisburg. Correa now back to Daniels, as I believe we're inside 4 minutes to go in this one. The putback attempt is no good. Here's an open look. Chabala for three. Yes. That might close the door on this one. 7 for Chabala here today. And an offensive foul called, because nothing is going right for Richard Bland on this side of the court. That's all there is to it. Correa into the forecourt. Here's Smith. Chabala again for three. She is in double figures. Louisburg up by 19 points. First two games were decided by 14 total points. Richard Bland beat the Canes back on January 31st by a score of 72-63, and then lost to Louisburg 76-71 March 1st. Once you get into the tournament, though, it's a whole different mindset. It's a whole different approach. I can't believe that Louisburg has held Matthews to just 3 points. That's impressive in of itself. Another offensive foul as the frustrations continue for Richard Bland. Lipscomb will go out of the game, picking up her 3rd foul. So inside 3 minutes to go in this one. Chabala feeling good offensively, has it blocked maybe by McGinley. Hunter looking to push, swings it out, Matthews for 3. No good. Chabala the rebound. Correa gets it back to the cutter, Griffin, who lays it up and in. And Louisburg is going to the semis. Another steal and a little razzle-dazzle that fortunately was not a turnover for Louisburg, although they can have a little fun out there up by 21. Daniels misses the layup and then a little poke there, 3rd team foul on Louisburg. Well, if you're a Cape Fear fan, I don't know how you feel about this. Louisburg has had the advantage over them during the regular season, but as I mentioned, it's always tough to beat a team 3 times in a year. But this Canes team, woo, this defense is looking tough. We got another timeout, folks. We'll step aside once again. All right, back to live action. Statesman with the basketball. Chris Sheeman here with you. Martin gets a screen. Goes into the lane around the defense, can't score. And Daniels pokes it ahead, but before that, a foul. It's going to be the 5th on Richard Bland with 1:56 left to go in the basketball game. Give you folks who have been with us all day long a shout out. Hopefully you've enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. And we got 2 more tomorrow to decide who goes to the championship game. Candace Daniels, team's leading scorer, now with 18 points here today. Mackenzie Chabala with 10 points. Trinity Smith's got 9, 7 for Korea. And Daniels with 19. Alicia Powers, number 13, is in for the first time for Richard Bland. Jason Rasnick showing no signs of emptying out his bench yet, as Hunter can't get the runner to go. I think they're going to change the call here. Referees got together, and it's going to be Richard Bland basketball. Paul, you're still with me? Paul is still in the house down there in Florida. You're a trooper, man. I'm not going to stop making fun of you, but I appreciate it. McGinley with the jumper at the free throw line. He's up to 14 now. I'll be honest with you all. I'm cooked. I am cooked. I'm ready. I'm ready to run this clock out. No more whistles, please, zebras. Korea is out near midcourt. Clock's your friend if you're the Canes right now. Korea with 7 points today, and she's fouled. Come on, just let it go. It's going to be a tough ride home for the Statesmen. I've been on the buses before, and I've been on the buses during these kinds of losses. Ooh, it's a brutal drive. Just the wrong time to get cold for the Statesmen, who had just all kinds of trouble offensively. Oh, why are we waiting? They're sending Gibson to the bench. I don't understand it. I don't think she fouled out. Foul wasn't even on her. It was called on Martin, according to the scoreboard. What was that conversation with the official like? Is he just like, look, you gotta leave? I mean, I've never seen that before. Korea gets the first one to go, 73% free throw shooter. So Louisburg and Cape Fear tomorrow. That's going to be fun. Can the Canes get it a victory over Cape Fear for a third time this season? Oh, good Lord. Run the clock. Just start the clock. Who's running the clock? Just press the button. That is 5 fouls on Amaya Griffin, who departs with 4 points. Come on, Jason. Let's bring in some of these bench players. Dee Dee Hartsfield. Here's her first appearance today. Inside a minute to go. Hunter out deep with it. Hunter attacks. The scoop can't score, and it's just, I sound like a broken record today. So the Statesman season will wrap up at 16-10. Louisburg's going to win their 25th game of the year. This is a Louisburg, I almost said franchise, but program that historically has always been in the mix. Last couple of years, maybe after COVID, they were down by their standards. But Jason Raznick has them right back where they belong, going to the semifinals. For Richard Bland, getting that interim tag off Todd Chico will help their recruiting. They've got some ballers on this team. A lot of sophomores to replace for Richard Bland, as McGinley is one of those freshmen who will certainly be in the mix. But it's all Louisburg today, 66-46. They go to the semifinals as we have everything all figured out for tomorrow now. So Bryan and Stratton, Southwest Virginia tomorrow at 2. Cape Fear and Louisburg tomorrow at approximately 4 p.m. for a chance to go to the championship game. All right, folks, that's going to do it for our coverage of this NJCAA Region 10 Division II Women's Basketball Tournament. Thanks for hanging out all day long, and we'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon. Take care.